Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. Hope you're doing fantastic. If you guys could subscribe, that'd be great. And also subscribe to the Tobin and Leroy Show weekdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 560 WQAM's YouTube page, Twitch page, and all your podcast platforms. And we're having some fun, baby. It's football. Football. You guys watched a little football tonight, yeah? Just to smell it back, watch that new kickoff, see what's what. It's all happening for us, baby. We've almost made it. We have almost made it, ladies and gentlemen. For now, it is just training camp battles. And today, the Cheetah held court. He was, I love hearing Tyreek Hill and his media sessions. He is, I think, the most interesting guy to hear speak, simply because you have to find the line, the blended line of trolling, whopper telling, truth, and interest in all the things that Cheetah has to say. But I don't think that there was some really revealing stuff. And supposedly today at camp, the word was, the reads were, the videos were that the offense had one of their better days of camp today, as they were sick of the defense kicking the snot out of them, and that things have been stifled for the last couple of days. And one of the things that Tyreek Hill had mentioned that he was upset about, that he wants to change, is that the orange jersey, this beautiful item that has turned into a real staple. I think every day, every fan wants to know who has the orange jersey for the Miami Dolphins. Who is the playoff performer of the day for the Miami Dolphins? It's a genius way that Mike McDaniel has come up with. Your practice player of the day, who that will be the next day, who will fuel the warm-ups with their playlist. And it has been dominated by the defense. But today it was an offensive player. It was Devon Achane. But apparently, according to Tyreek Hill, and I do not believe that he is wrong on this, that a wide receiver has yet to win the orange jersey, and this has made him a little upset. Now, was today enough of a performance from either the Cheetah or Jalen Waddle to get that done? We'll have to see. That will become clear to us tomorrow in the 10 o'clock hour, the 10 a.m. hour, and see where Mike McDaniel goes. You know that he will be likely asked about this, that the wide receivers have not been able to cross the threshold for him yet. But Tyreek Hill put it out plainly. He says, listen, I was sick of the defense talking all this trash.
Nah, man, like, we've been on that energy since, like, we woke up this morning. So when we had meetings this morning, like, we woke up with the mindset of we going to win the orange jersey today. Now, I know he probably going to get it to somebody else because he like to show favorites, but that's what coach do. Like, we woke up with that energy today. Like, when Ramsey said what he said about the offense, how they whooped our ass, offense, we came with a different mindset today. Like, hold on, bro. Like, y'all must have forgot. Like, we number one for a reason, dog. Like, we do this for a reason. You feel me? We got teams backing up for a reason. Like, that's what we do. So we had to go ahead and show them who we was today and remind them, like, hey, y'all still little brother today.
Oh my God! Listen, he is tremendous. He is tremendous with a microphone in front of his face. But that is, look, you had Jalen Ramsey come out there and says we're gonna bully them. You know, that this was Jordan Brooks had these comments about that they want to be the bullies, that they're going to stick it to the offense, win these live drills. And it is an interesting thing because, look, we have this identity, I don't want to say crisis, but we have this identity complication here with the Miami Dolphins where everybody thinks of them as this fast, furious offense, blazing speed, but can it get caught up with? Can it be messed with? We had the accusations that were thrown out earlier in camp by Jordan Poyer that they will fold if a little bit of pressure is put on the Miami Dolphins. And the offense does have to kind of take that to people. You know, if the defense is going to come out here and they're going to have this chitter chatter that they're going to be the bullies and they're going to try this new mentality on you, and they have a new defense and they're learning a new system, and you guys are in year 3 of a system. Yes, there's new wrinkles. You've heard from River Craycraft. You've heard from Jeff Wilson. You even heard from Tyreek Hill today where he's like, listen, every single day you come in here, you got some new thing that Mike McDaniel has concocted in his brain. So there are new things that they still have to learn in this camp, even if it is their 3rd year. But that being said, they still got to jump on it that the defense does not. And there's a lot of new defensive players that are getting brought into the mix as opposed to the offense, where we haven't really had anybody new because Odell Beckham's not even there yet. So I think it was nice to see them get a jump on a day. But look, they are the heartbeat. They are the identity of the team. Like it or love it, this team is looked upon as who are the faces of this team. As credentialed as Jalen Ramsey is, as credentialed as Calais Campbell is, as what a monster Zach Sealer has become, Javon Holland, all that stuff, that's fine. Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, when they're healthy, really good players on the defense, but it's not the identity of the team. Not and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but everybody thinks of this team. You think of Tua, you think of Tyreek Hill, you think of Jalen Waddle, with a side of Raheem Mostert. You know, those are the faces of this franchise. Now, Tyreek Hill had a couple of interesting things also there today. One of them being there's this thing that's going around from Mike Florio, was the place I saw it first today, where they're trying to crack down on this cheat motion, as it has been dubbed by Kyle Shanahan. These speed motions. We see this with the Miami Dolphins. They throw a lot of motion at you, but almost to a point where the pivots are so quick that they look like they're moving in a vertical way, and almost they're trying to crack down on the CFL type motion, because that's not the way it's supposed to work, getting these guys a head start out of the break. Will this affect the Miami Dolphins? I mean, of course, first of all, there's a fun thing anybody has that's really good. This is kind of like the I guess what you would say is like the speed version of the tush push, right? Like only so many teams can do it the right way. Everybody has the tush push at their disposal, and yet only the Eagles seem like they had it perfected. And was it going to get moved? Did it look like football? Nah, it looked a little bit goofy, but did it ultimately get outlawed? No. This emphasis that they're bringing out is not necessarily something that's new, but they're going to put it in rules. Can it be officiated, and will the Dolphins suffer anything from this? Because they have personnel that other guys don't, as far as speed, being able to turn on a dime, as do the San Francisco 49ers. So is this going to be something that is really going to affect the Dolphins? I guess we'll have to see. You do remember in year one of this offense, it felt like a real problem with all the illegal procedures that there were all the time, offensive formations that there were all the time. There were a lot of growing pains with that, with this offense, and it felt like last year it wasn't as big a deal. But that is I don't think it's going to be a big problem, but it's definitely one of those things where, like, already you have the media kind of banging the drum about it, and you want to just be like, all right, we'll keep an eye on that. Is that truly going to affect, like, Cheetah's fast, Waddle's fast, Raheem Mostert's fast? Are they not going to be able to, Devon Achane, are these guys really not going to be able to go out there and make things happen because there's more emphasis on trying to wait? I don't think so. I think these guys are fast. Mike McDaniel, offensive guru, is going to find a way to get these guys in positions to get open, get the ball, get it in space, and they'll be okay. I'm not too worried about this, because they have, two of the most dangerous receivers in the league. And the thing that's going to be interesting this year is so much emphasis last year on Tyreek Hill going for 2,000 yards, right? And he had called that this year. He said that was a selfish goal. Whether it was selfish, I don't think selfish is the right word for it, but was there too much emphasis on it? Because really, it's not just a Tyreek thing. It's not like Tyreek snaps the ball to himself. That coaching staff loves giving him the ball. Understandably so. He's one of the most dynamic players in the league. But you had this other guy on the other side in Jalen Waddle, number 17, and he's fully healthy this year. I think everybody was expecting maybe a jump from him last year, and he was throughout the season, started the camp banged up, went through the year pretty banged up. But now you have a Jalen Waddle who looks just absolutely fantastic. He's cooking dudes every single day. He's making big plays every single day. By the way, if I had to guess, like, who is, if it was a first wide receiver who's going to get the orange jersey just to mess with Tyreek Hill, I feel like Mike McDaniel is going to give it to Jalen Waddle. That just is just something you got to put in your mind and think about where this is going to go and how does Mike McDaniel troll to get one up on the Cheetah. But you have to be excited about what this guy's going to do. He's got his extension. Tua's got his extension. Tyreek He talked about his contract a little bit today. Not something that he is overly throwing a stink on, which you got to give him credit for. He's not trying to make this a big thing. He is not even holding in. He is going out there. He is practicing and is looking for his little bump in pay. We'll see. I would imagine the Dolphins don't want to make this a thing. I don't know how much he's asking for, obviously, so that could always be a big holdoff. But you would think the Dolphins do want to take care of their Cheetah, their potential, their back-to-back record breaker, their best player in a lot of ways. Tua is the face of the franchise, but Tyreek Hill in a lot of ways is their best player, and is definitely the gasoline that makes this thing go. So from this standpoint, I don't worry about any crackdowns on the Dolphins offense because the Dolphins offense is juiced up by two super throttle engines with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I think they're going to figure out how to go out there and get them the ball okay. I'm not too concerned about that. And it is exciting to see this all get revved up. Now it is like, look, we are getting into a time here with camp where it's like, there's a couple things. One, preseason games so you can actually see positional battles, and then two, get some joint practices so you can get some actual competition flowing, because this is a lot of days in a row where they're taking on each other. It feels like you need like almost a new pivot, but it is good to see that Tyreek Hill is still finding that juice of competitiveness in a camp with the words that Jalen Ramsey, had said, that was enough to fuel him and get him pissed off to go out there and make things happen, and to go out there and put things in a way where he was ready to make a statement for the offense today. And it seems like they did a great job. The word was they cooked Ethan Bonner a little bit, who was kind of everybody's darling over the weekend, which, look, man, he's got a tough task too. Look, it's one of these things where it's tough because you got the matches where everybody's like, oh, Jalen Ramsey getting cooked. It's like, yeah, well, he's got his hands full. He's got a lot to go against it. And now that's a Hall of Famer. And now you have an undrafted nice story that everybody, Jalen Waddle's coming out here saying nobody's had a bigger, turnaround or improvement into camp. That doesn't mean he can't get got. So we'll see if the orange jersey does get handed over to its potential rightful place in the wide receiver room as camp rolls on.